Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today's video we're going to be continuing to take a look at an area where civilization starts over. We are now on episode 4 in season 2. Now, in the last episode we saw a bit more expansion take place. Like, Cornwall expanding quite a bit. Encompassing this entire circle area. Lisbon now is pretty big. Sardinia has expanded quite a bit over here. So has Venice. They are more focused on the Adriatic. They might want to have some coastal areas on the Mediterranean. We have Crete not moving much. As well as Helsinki, they didn't really move that much. But a country that did move a lot more is Shandong. So, yeah. There will be colonization, but not rapid colonization yet. Because we're still in the early ages of the Civilization series. Also, I added capital, so that way you know where the main government areas are. So we're going to focus heavily on European power, the Europeans. As Lisbon will be beginning to settle on the Balearic Islands. Yes, that's what they are called. But they won't settle with this one because someone over here in Sardinia is looking to expand it in the Mediterranean. But, Lisbon is gonna continue to go along the coastal areas of Iberia. Until they get up here. They get up to this point right here and eventually stop because of the Pyrenees Mountains. So they'll stop here. So they'll focus more over here on this coast in the Atlantic Ocean. They'll be stopped over here. So they begin to rapidly increase their size in the Pyrenees Mountains. I'll see you guys once they're finished. Alright, Lisbon has expanded its territory. Let's head over to Shandong, shall we? Where they have expanded this area down south all the way up to this point right here. We'll still stop there. They will, however, find this island, so they have reached up to this point right here. So we see their border now. Is about right here. So again, we are seeing Shandong's true motives showing itself. Whoa. Gotta be careful here. Like that. So they have expanded their areas in China quite a bit. They would have also expanded over here as well. But they would have expanded this area more in this area over here. They would have expanded quite a bit over here. However, in Korea, they would have expanded up to here. Now reaching the, now beginning to reach, they have reached to see the Lake of Japan, and have explored as far up to this point over here. Which would have helped them explore up to this point over here. Now, they still don't know what's over here. They have not explored that far. But this is a quite big expansion for them. Now, this is all happening over time, but it was fast. So, Shandong is really big now. This might have been the largest expansion yet. I'll see you guys once I'm finished with this. Okay, that's a lot. Certainly large. And then back over to Europe, where we're seeing the Sardinians expand. Specifically over here to this Balearic Island. And they're gonna focus on the coast over here. Inside of Africa. They will explore a bit more of the coast until they stop here and then focus more over the south. Heading down to this giant lake. What the hell? They'll begin to head down to the lake. And then they meet up with it. They'll use this as a natural border. And then they'll stop there. And they'll send more forces over here to explore. And they'll reach over here. So their African areas are pretty big. This is only a trading empire. This is basically a nation that's focused on coast. This is not colonial or colony. This is actually a part of. This is actually core territory. They'll also go over here to Sardinia. They heavily focus on this area. Not Sardinia, I mean Sicily. Meant to say Sicily. And they'll set up more areas along the Italian coast, but not straying too far from home. Plus, they want to keep their border with Venice going, so they won't stray too far in. What is happening over here? So I'll see you guys when I'm done with this. And yeah, I heard that. Let's head over to Venice, where they will be expanding their country along the Mediterranean coast over here. Kind of focusing in on the coastal areas over here. Also, I need to mention something. I am going to outline the countries in black so you can see the nation itself rather than just colors. I think that's a good addition to the series. But they will be going around here. And would you look at that? They finally touched up on this lake. They also hop over and colonize these areas and settle in these areas of this area as they expanded towards this area, meeting up with this lake and making a huge border here. And they'll snake further down the coast, further down here, just following along with the border of Sardinia, as they'll lay claim to this area of Italy. Okay, I just was doing that. Go pause it and check up on you guys. And now, Crete is just gonna lightly expand a bit. They will expand just a little bit at a time. They won't expand too much. But they do expand nonetheless. Just not to the extent of, well, Shandong. So they mostly just try to stay like this. So they'll likely expand up north. And they'll likely expand over here. They even begin to expand into Italy. But not too much. They don't stray into the Italian peninsula itself. They're leaving it to these guys, they know about them. Same thing for Helsinki, they're just gonna expand lightly into Poland. They aren't too keen on expansionism. They will expand a bit over here. Up to this point right here. Which this is a notably large nation over here. They won't do too much in Finland right now. But they do expand their border a bit. And the same thing goes for Cornwall. They're not going to expand too much. They will expand a bit over here, but not too much. They're more focused on their people right now, so they're just going to expand lightly. So they do a little bit of expansion here and now. They'll send out a couple of explorers to explore around and like claim some land, but not too much at once. They're trying to watch their expansion. They'll be a bit more into France, but they will ultimately just stop here. They'll just continue to go a bit into Ireland here. They will try to conquer Ireland, though. Because they are British here. So they will try to conquer the island of Ireland. But they won't be able to right now. We're actually going to see a new country form up. This nation will be our first African nation. And it will be over here in Southern Africa. Over time, this nation is very developed and it begins to expand. I'm going to call this South, the Cape, Cape, I'm just going to call this Southern Cape. And most likely, its capital is going to be close to where it began. Not you. So it'll be roughly right here. That's going to do it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye.